Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another episode, another video in Alicia's world on Alicia's channel. Let's just get straight into it. Today, we are going to dive into a feeling that I feel is not uncommon at all. Like, I feel like everybody, at least if you're at least a teen, has felt this feeling at least one time in their life. And I'm talking about the feeling of unworthiness, feeling unlovable, not worthy of love. That whole conversation is what we're going to dive into today. I feel like when people talk about abusive relationships, whether that's family, a romantic relationship, whatever, like we don't talk about the aftermath enough. I feel like a lot of times when we see it in movies or we hear these stories that, obviously have other parts, but sometimes it's just easier to tell that story. We hear like, you left, woohoo, the end, like that's the happy ending, you left, you're out of that situation, boom. We don't talk about everything I'm still carrying on my back from that self-doubt, that questioning myself that I did not have prior to being in an abusive relationship. For context of this conversation, my personal story is that my last abusive relationship was abusive mentally and sexually. That is the only abusive relationship I've ever been in before. And so I have never doubted myself or questioned myself so much until that point in my life, because if you've been through abuse, you know how it goes. I feel like hurt people, and you always hear so much people like turning into the people you don't want to be, they don't want to be, or like, oh, why would they turn into who hurt them, or why do they act like that when someone nice comes around, or this and this and that. And I used to always never understand that, like, how could someone come about like that instead of do better or like know better since what they've been through. And now that I've been through abuse and I see my own ways of self sabotage and negative thinking, I completely get it at this point in my life. I realized that post abuse, I allowed my abusers' words and opinions and beliefs slash thoughts about me. I allowed them to become somewhat true in my head. And it's weird because I feel like almost every time you're spiraling, you're having negative self talk, you're always like, it always seems like you. But I feel like 9 times out of 10, if not all the time, y'all, almost every one of those negative thoughts didn't come from your own head. It did not. It came from what someone else said, someone else's opinion, someone else's negative moment from you. It most likely did not come from yourself. Like, y'all, we don't have one original thought at all. And that realization was just like so crucial to me. Like, wow. Because I grew up in, a two-parent household, loving parents, birthday parties, siblings, yeah, I grew up around a lot of love, parents in love, and I had, a mom that was very affirmative, always reminded me I'm beautiful, I'm smart, all that stuff. So that's kind of like the opinion I grew up thinking of myself, which is the truth. But, and I didn't realize me starting to question those things post abuse. I was like, well, this isn't me questioning myself. This is like these beliefs still living in my head. And who am I letting those words from somebody else take up space? Like, girl, what? Stop playing. And when I was able to realize, like, whoa, this is literally someone else's words, thoughts, opinions taking up space in my own brain, I really had to unpack why I had this negative self-talk, why I had these doubts about myself and what I'm worth. And I unpacked a lot. And if you've been through emotional abuse, oh, you understand what I mean. I think a lot of people have been through I think a lot more people have been through emotional abuse than we think. Emotional abuse is basically when people or a person uses their words to isolate you and control you and it just puts you in a very, very lonely, dark place. One clear example that I had to unpack and remember is I'm the type of person where, like, if I love you, I love you. Like, obviously, if anyone loves someone, they love them regardless of when they're mad, upset, whatever. But, like, for some people, it's hard to express that if they are angry at the person they love. For me, it's not. Like, I may be pissed off, but I still love you. I'll talk to you later. I hope you get home safe. That's just me. And my emotionally abusive ex-partner was very much not like that. Very much how I see you in the moment is all I see you, like blah blah blah. So I remember a lot of times we would get into arguments and he would be mad at me, not want to talk to me, whatever. So if I wanted to get off the phone, I would be like, okay, well, I love you. You call me when you feel better or when you're ready to talk, whatever. And he would be like, okay. Which, as you know, if you've ever been in a relationship, I love you is reciprocal, ho. So I would just be like, I love you back. Like, why aren't you saying it back? And he would legit not say it back just to like see me cry and suffer and be like, no, I'm not saying it back because I don't know. Like, I don't feel like you do. I don't know if I do right now. Like, that would be done to me all the time. Like he would do that to just make me cry and suffer. Then maybe if he saw I was suffering enough, then he would say it back. Um, that's pretty crazy to think of post the relationship that I allowed that to keep happening. But examples like that is why to this day, sometimes I still question my worth because someone I was in a committed, supposed to be loving relationship sometimes would literally withdraw their love, withdraw their concern, withdraw their care, depending on how they were feeling. And it was sometimes literally legit done on purpose just to make me feel unworthy. Um, and it would work. It would really work at times. And I think that being with someone for a year in this cycle that got normal. That, okay, if you are being perfect and not making me angry and doing everything I say, then of course you're worthy of love. Of course I love you. Of course I care. I'm going to do this for you. But if you make a mistake or if you make me upset or if you disagree with me, then you're no longer worthy of my love. You're not worthy of love. You're not worthy of my time, this, and that. And that is so unhealthy. And that is what I got used to. And so I had to realize that, like, the process of that abuse and that trauma doesn't just end because I'm no longer physically in that space. Like, I got used to abuse and I got used to someone taking away their love and always judging me and stuff like that. So I feel like I began to carry those feelings over to myself. So when I'm post this relationship, not with this person anymore, when I you know, make someone I love upset, or if I feel like I wasn't productive, I didn't do enough, even though who has the scale of doing enough? Like it's literally just me being my worst enemy. I would feel like, yeah, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of this. I shouldn't do this. Like I would just start to spiral because I would be like, if I'm not being doing enough, whatever it looks like in my eyes that day, then I'm not worthy of love, of basic things because that's literally how I was treated and I got used to it. And although I would not wish those feelings and this process on anybody, um, I'm glad that I was able to go through those motions and figure out where this comes from and all that so I can remind myself that that is not it. Like, you know how they're always like, love yourself first, love yourself the way you love others. That's exactly what I had to tell myself. Like I said, in that relationship, but also in general, I don't love people like that. If I'm mad at you, it's still, I love you, talk to me when you feel better because the love didn't go away just because of a temporary emotion, you know? And I'm like, I don't treat my friends like that. I don't treat my family like that. I don't think they're worthy because they messed up or because they I don't think they're unworthy just because they messed up or they made me mad or they didn't complete a task. So it's like, why look at myself that way? And I hope that you are hopefully learning from me and looking at yourself in this way too, because we're all worthy just for existing, because it's hard. And I feel like that was so hard for me to learn, because even besides my abusive relationship, I did realize a little bit of it came from my childhood too. I was raised by like a very passive aggressive mother who wasn't good with her emotions. So sometimes if she would be upset, she would cold shoulder, like silent treatment, short answers, and I would just like not understand what I did, and I would just try so hard to like, maybe if I give her a hug or if I do an extra chore, like she'll um be nice to me again or whatever. Like um and that's like your childhood is like the root of it all. So although my mom growing up was not abusive, she was just passive aggressive. I think in childhood, learning, like having a parent like that, seeing that that's acceptable, that passive aggressiveness, and not just saying how you feel is like, oh, that's the norm. That's kind of why sometimes you fall into relationships with people like that and you think like it's okay, Again, not trying to say they're on the same scale at all, but I'm just saying the principle of the action. As I also mentioned earlier in the video, I have been single for a little over a year. It is June. I went through my breakup in beginning of May 2023. And the thing people always say about self-love and dating, which I wholeheartedly agree with. I tell my friends this, it's real. Like it's always like, stick to your boundaries. Don't settle. Like if this is not what you want, don't try to make that person into that. Don't like, no, it's like, stick to your boundaries. That is how you clean out the trash or you keep the people who are meant for you. And let me tell you, I have been doing that for a year. I've been doing it for a year and I'm still alone. I'm still not in a relationship. I haven't found my happy ending that way, which is the preferred outcome, right? It's the fact that you don't settle and you don't let people play around with you, and that like you're able to take out the trash and get closer to people who do align with your boundaries, who are going to like, be good for you. And sometimes it's very discouraging to keep doing that and being like, yes, I'm strong and I'm going to keep doing it even if it hurts, even if I'm lonely, even though whatever, and then to still end up alone. Sometimes it's kind of like, well, what am I doing this for? Which I know is not the good way to go about it, because obviously I'm doing it for myself. I'm protecting myself, because boundaries protect you. I'm not taking anything less than what I deserve. But it is kind of sad when it's like, well, dang, like I feel like I'm doing everything right. I'm navigating and I'm, not settling. I'm doing all these things, but it's like, where is my man though? Like what's up? And it's very discouraging, and I don't have an answer for me or you, but I know we have to keep going. What did Janae say? What did Janae say? I gotta keep going. Because what's the other way? To get your time wasted and like take longer to be at that point. It's like you really never know what's coming, even though we are 100% valid in feeling that frustrated and feeling lonely and feeling like, what is this? At the end of the day, it's still like, it's better this solitude of being alone than being played with or settling. You feel me? And also, some recent events in my life always show, because I was literally feeling like that like a week ago. Like, just like, I'm lonely. I'm lonely. I try to be like, oh, I'm so, queen of cut 'em off, queen of blocking when they have me messed up. But like, I was like, dang, I'm lonely, and it would be nice to have someone, and it would be nice to cuddle with someone again and have someone to be there for me and be there for someone and have an emotional connection in a romantic way and have a physical connection. Um, was literally feeling like that a week ago. And then I found out, and right in the midst of feeling like that, an opportunity presented itself that had me like, oh, oh, hey. I feel like people always say that and it's corny, but it's really true. Like, you never know what life has for you. Like, sometimes it could have this, but sometimes it could have this too. Like, you never know. Things are always changing for better, for worse. Because tell me, the situation, like I said, the opportunity that was presented to myself recently was a positive one that I wouldn't have guessed. Like, where did you come from? Maybe okay, potential, but also how many times does stuff shift so fast where you're like, what is this? When it's negative, like negative or positive changes literally always happen. Like, life is very, very unpredictable. Life is crazy, so you never know. I feel like it's very frustrating to always hear, well, you just got to be patient, you just got to keep pushing, because for how long? No, seriously, for how long? Like, you telling me I got to show up every single day? I don't like the idea of that. But it's honestly true, guys. Like, how else are you going to end up where you're supposed to be? You know? Like, if you, the only way to not get that dream partner, that dream friend group, that dream job, that dream family, the only way you're not going to get it is, of course, if you just stop trying. That's an 100% guarantee. If you're just like, I'm over this, I'm rejecting anything, I'm done trying, of course it's not going to happen. But if you keep an open mind, you keep pushing, something's going to come eventually. And that's the most annoying thing about life, is we don't have a time limit. You can never, like, whatever you believe in, whether you pray or the tarot readings or whatever, it's just like everything is timeless. So it's like, you don't know if it's coming next week or in 3 years or what. But we just gotta keep pushing until then. Like, are you serious? Me personally, I'm a Scorpio. I don't like it. I'm very impatient. I'm sure somebody else can relate, but what else could we do, y'all? What else can we do? If you're watching this video, I just want to let you know you are so worthy of love, of happiness, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter what anyone told you. Okay? Because, like I said, majority of our own self-talk already came from someone else. What's your own opinion about yourself? And if you do genuinely have a negative opinion about yourself, like, I hurt that person, I was in the wrong, I did this wrong, I keep choosing to do wrong, then fix it, and fix it for yourself. Right your wrongs. Go apologize to people. Go practice better routines. You feel me? Like, because you are worthy, okay? You're worthy. And if I feel like real love, real self love is choosing yourself and holding yourself accountable. Okay? Anyways, guys, it is getting hot in California. I'm, as you can see, I'm literally in a tank top dress with the fan pointed at me, and my armpits are sweating. So nobody asked for that, but I'm gonna end the video slash episode. I really appreciate you guys hearing me out, listening to me yap. I hope that you gained something and I was able to impact you in some type of way, because that's why I do it. You're not alone. None of us are. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please check my channel out. I have many similar videos. I have story times. I just like to talk a lot. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Okay? Okay. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of this video slash podcast episode, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.